When I was about 15 years old, in 2008, I was on vacation with nothing to do. So I decided to travel to a new country, thinking that I wanted to explore the whole world. My first trip was to America. At the time, I didn't have much money, so I thought I'd walk everywhere and not use any transportation. During my last visit there, I was planning to go to another country afterward. But honestly, the trip was amazing, and the people were very kind and friendly to me. Some even let me stay at their house for a whole night. But after that, things changed, and something happened that I will never forget. Because of that incident, I never went back, and I don't want to. After visiting all the places I wanted to see, I didn't have enough money to get to the airport. I only had my brother's credit card, which he gave me for emergencies. The nearest ATM was too far away, and I couldn't reach it in time before my flight. So I had no choice but to stop any car passing by and ask for a ride. A man stopped and told me he was also heading to the airport and had no problem taking me with him. I was really happy. He seemed completely normal, not suspicious at all. Just an ordinary, kind man. He was about 40 years old and had a picture of his family on the dashboard. He spoke in a very polite and friendly manner. We started our journey toward the airport, talking about many things along the way. He was playing soft, relaxing music. I asked him why he was traveling, and he told me he was going to visit some friends and stay with them for a while. His answer made sense to me because I, too, wanted to have friends in other countries and visit them. Suddenly, in the middle of the journey, the person I was with changed completely. He was no longer the same person. His expression shifted from a smile to a frown, and his face looked unpleasant. He stopped the music. I tried to talk to him, but he didn't respond. After about 10 minutes of complete silence, he spoke. He said, "You know when you asked me why I was traveling, and I told you I was going to visit some friends and stay with them for a while?" I said yes, and then what? I didn't understand what he was trying to say. Then he suddenly replied, "I don't have any friends abroad." I was really shocked by what he said, but I still didn't understand what he meant. I waited for him to continue, but he said nothing. So I asked him why he was traveling. Suddenly, he took a different road, a very dark one filled with trees, like we were in a forest. He took a deep breath, and without any expression on his face, he said, "I'm running from the police." I was terrified by his words. My heart started racing, and I couldn't control myself. My body began trembling with fear, and I didn't know what to do. The road we were on was getting darker and darker, and I felt like this man was kidnapping me because I had no idea where we were going. This wasn't the road to the airport. I started thinking, if I jump out of the car, would that be an overreaction? I realized it wasn't. It was exactly what I should do. I began preparing myself. I unbuckled my seatbelt, opened the door without him noticing, and quickly jumped out of the car. He tried to grab me, but couldn't. I had bruises and scratches from the fall, but they weren't life-threatening. I didn't know what he was going to do, but I stood up and watched him. Suddenly, the car's rear lights turned on, and I saw him reversing quickly. I started running as fast as I could, and he was still reversing, as if he was trying to run me over. I had no choice but to run into the forest because the car couldn't follow me there among the trees. I found a hidden spot to sit, but suddenly I heard the car door open and close. Then I saw a light in the distance, a flashlight searching for me in the forest. I couldn't stay in my spot. Fear and panic were driving me, so I got up and ran in any direction until I felt he had lost my trail. I found a more concealed place far away and hid there among the trees for about an hour or an hour and a half. Then I got up and kept running until I reached the road. Once I arrived, I asked for help and called the police. I told them everything that had happened and gave them the man's description and details about his car. After they finished with me, they took me to the airport themselves. That trip taught me many things. There are lots of good people who genuinely want to help you, but there are also bad people who try to exploit any opportunity to harm you. To this day, I still have nightmares about that day. I keep remembering how he changed from a friendly person to someone who wanted to hurt me. I sometimes fear that one day I'll find him coming to my house,